Kathy Freedom Network in Austin here. She is a powerhouse, and among all of the people working very hard, I was working for Center for Inquiry at that point, we actually pushed hard enough that the reason they stopped pushing the religious curriculum so hard was because they didn't want it to be a circus anymore. So I didn't want my kids to go to school where the curriculum taught things like, let's debate evolution. We need to teach all sides and talk about creationism and all this. Tried homeschooling. The very first day, we were sitting around the table, my son and my daughter and I, and within a very short period of time, we were all crying. So that didn't work out so well. After that, we found a school in our area that was a school for homeschoolers. And so they would support you for 3 days a week, and then you would go home and do the homework. That worked for us. Eventually, we are, now my kids are both in the public school system, and it's worked out fine. A lot of those religious experiences that kids have in schools are teachable moments. So you have that to look forward to, Kenny. It's going to be awesome.
Yay.
Yeah. So, oh, we have our caller back. Shall we take one last caller and then...
Yes, let's.
Right on. Okay. Hang on. Rob, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, Rob.
Rob.
Hi, Kendall.
How are you doing?
Doing great.
Good.
I got thrown somewhere and I had to come back.
Yeah, the thingy crashed, whatever it is. I'm not a computer person.
The thingy.
The thingy that makes this all go went
Nothing surprises me when it comes to Clare and technology.
Rob knows better than anyone. Yeah, because he helped me get onto Discord, and I felt like a Yugo on the Autobahn.
I don't get Discord either, but...
Oh, I don't feel so bad now.
Yeah.
The mission.
Right on. So what you got for us, Rob?
So I had a question regarding family. Mm-hmm. I have no kids, but I have many nieces and nephews. Mm-hmm. I think I'm up to 16 now.
Nice.
But, so they're mostly, they're not, my family's not really religious, but, you hear certain things like one of my nieces will be like, Jesus loves me and stuff like that. And I know it's because her grandmother on her other side is religious, and so it's like, where is the line you draw with trying to influence, their thoughts whenever you hear them say casual things? We're talking about a 10-year-old here, so what would be the line you draw there? Because I'd obviously want to respect what's going on, but it's not like the rest of the siblings. It's not like everyone else is religious. She's just like a couple of them who are like that.
Mm-hmm. I might try using some street epistemology in a kid-friendly, nice way. So as far as like, oh, how do you know that? And I think this is John and Stacy. What they say is, don't teach them what to think, teach them how to think. That could be somebody completely else, but John and Stacy, you can have that credit for now. But yeah, I mean, I think that would probably be the best way to not cross any lines as far as like with your brothers or sisters, in-laws, whatever.
For me, what works for me, and that's just me, I'm really pretty comfortable in what I believe and don't believe, and that has been hard won. I'm 50-something, and I know that not everybody can do that. So when that sort of thing occurs, I just listen. I don't have to offer an opinion. If she says, Jesus loves me, I'm like, oh, okay, right. And then if they ask me, then I'm going to tell them what I think, scaled to the age. I would never say anything that would cause problems with the parent. I will not be dishonest, but I won't say, well, you're dead wrong.
Yeah.
because at the very least, if the parent says something to me, I would be able to say to them, you know, they're going to encounter people like me out in the world anyway. Why not let it be somebody friendly like me? I love this kid. I think you know I love this kid. I would never do anything to harm them. You keep on doing you with your religion and whatnot, but I'm not going to pretend to be something for you or your kid.
What about non-religious situations? Like, I have one sibling who's an anti-vaxxer. I know, he can throw up now.
Yeah, no.
Which, you know, it is, but fortunately, it's illegal to not have. Like, you have to get vaccinated here to get to go to school. So,
oh, that is good.
Thank goodness.
Yes, we're happy about that. But you know, still, she has her ideas and she'll post garbage. And then we have another one who's got the kind of ridiculous ideas. Another sibling who was like, thinks that the what's it called, the Pulse nightclub shooting was a hoax. So these are the kind of siblings that I'm dealing with here.
Oh my.
You know, so
How do you do that?
Just as clarification, I was not raised with this set of siblings. I was raised with the more intelligent siblings on my other side, so that's why it turned out okay. Just want to preface that, just in case anyone begins
According
to judge.
to what standards, Rob?
Okay. The fact that I don't think that a nightclub shooting was a hoax, that's my stance.
There you go.
So it's like, what level am I going to now interfere when I hear later on, or you know, things like that, knowing that their parents lack essential critical thinking skills?
Are you talking about
evaluate? Go on, Claire.
I'm sorry, Kenny. Go on. I just wanted to ask one question of clarification. Are you talking about talking to the parents or their children?
No, the kids. There's no helping these parents.
Okay, so okay, go ahead.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, what I was going to say.
There's no reaching the parents. They're gone. Okay.
Yeah.
Our mother, the mother that we have is identical to them. They're, you know, her stuff that she's crazy about is different, right? But the thing, because she's an atheist at least, but the thing is, she still has her mind up on things. That they all have weird little hang-ups because of just the influence being raised as her. I wasn't. I was the only one that wasn't.
Okay.
So I prefer to evaluate each different crazy belief that people have on a scale of like harm. So when it comes to vaccines, it causes a lot of harm when people are anti-vax, and I have no reservations about talking about that. You know what I mean? Yeah, saying that a shooting was a hoax is harmful, but I don't want to say the wrong thing here. I wouldn't say that it would be harmful for society as well, I suppose. I guess it's two different things, right? Because on one hand,
there's a nuance there. I get it.
Yeah, because, you know, vaccines are a tangible harm that or anti-vax is a tangible harm that we can see, you know, the measles outbreaks that are happening right now, whereas I think that just kind of perpetuates a conspiracy theory culture, if that makes sense, which is still harmful for sure. But I guess that's kind of the way that I look at things. And when it comes to religion, yes, religion is harmful, but it's so delicate with children. And, you know, I kind of try to think of it as, how would I like somebody preaching to my kid when I'm trying to raise them a certain way? And I try not to step on toes, although it's different, of religious parents, because I would want that same respect for me, I guess, if that makes sense. But Claire, I can tell you have something to say.
I don't. I'm still thinking about it. It's a tough one. It's a funny add-on. Yeah, it's a case by case thing.
Yeah.
I take a lot from Dale McGowan's books, where he says that inoculating your kids, so to speak, so that if somebody talks to my kid about something that is, to my mind, not cool, like my in-laws are free, and they've been told this. They are free to talk about religion to the nth with my kiddos. But there is the one ground rule that they may not talk about hell. Now my kids are to the age where if my in-laws did bring up hell, they'd be like, so it depends on the age a little bit. Other people's kiddos who believe silly things, I think the epistemology thing to their ability, whatever their age. The parent thing, it's such a delicate thing. Kendall, you're totally right. It's a case-by-case thing. I'm sorry, Rob. That's a really tough one.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we'll end it there, but one funny thing to add to that whole, the conspiracy about the shooting, I have another sibling who I'm part of the smart side, who works at a hospital in Orlando where all the victims and families had to go to. So that's the irony of it, is that I have one who doesn't believe it happened, and I have one who was right there.
Right. Just to show how skeptical I am, when Trump and all of his gang started from before the election, and everything looked so fishy, and things kept looking fishier and fishier, I kept thinking, this sounds so conspiratorial. It can't possibly be true. And now we're going through all of this stuff, and people are being indicted, and it's like, this is looking more and more conspiratorial. It's looking like what I thought it was, and I'm still thinking, really? Could it be that? I'm still looking for that data. That's how skeptical you got to be. Damn it. So.
Yeah, Janet I just popped up in the live chat, and Janet said it's important to look into things that you're told. Don't just believe it. Read, which I agree is a very important skill to teach children.
Right on. Investigate for yourself.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. I think we've gone a little long, but thank you. I would so appreciate your call, Rob. That was a challenging one.
Thanks, Rob.
And I will talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for making us look dumb, Rob.
Okay, so, right. Okay, let's wrap up this show. Is that okay with you, Kendall?
It sure is.
Okay.
I got a whiny toddler in the background.
You're tired of wrangling, huh? Okay, so, let's see. I want to thank Kendall and
Thank you,
Mandisa from earlier. Thank you to Philip Gunther, or the Colonel, as he's well known, for the lovely introductory animation.
I absolutely love it. Thank you so much.
It was just fantastic. That totally surprised me, and I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you for the moderators. Thank you for everybody in the office, or the crew over there, Vern and Mark, and they are the people who do the hard work that make this actually happen. And if you want to know how important they are, did you see how we kind of went out there for a little bit? That's just, we're just standing here talking. They're the ones doing all the work, right? Okay, and we are parents, folks. These Kendall, me, and Mandisa, and we know that there are countless challenges to parenting every day. And if you don't believe it, just watch Kendall as she wrangles cats and children and so forth while she's doing her thing over there. We just hope that we help you navigate it a little bit more easily. And if you're responsible for raising children and you found time to listen to this, you're amazing. Right there, that's enough. Thank you for giving your time to us. We really appreciate it. Take care.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.